I'm Nikki.
I'm Selena.
And I work at AFS International.
And I'm currently a marketing intern, and I became an AFSer in 2021 when I studied abroad with them in France.
Cool. And we're going to be doing something kind of cool today. AFS was started during World War I, and what are we going to be looking at?
We're going to be unboxing one of the original ambulance drivers' uniforms.
Awesome.
Yes.
And I'll let you put on these nice white gloves.
Thank you.
For handling it. The name of the driver that we're going to be unboxing the uniform for was Edward Pattinson. And again, this was from World War I. And AFS, which today is a high school exchange organization, was actually founded by volunteer ambulance drivers. They served in both World Wars, and then they went on to start exchange programs like the one that you participated in France, right?
Yes.
And actually, this guy would have served in France. So I think that's also a nice connection.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So this first thing we're unboxing is one of the AFS service jackets. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Okay. So I think you can see, but there's like pretty good details on it. There's even some, oh, I wish you could hold up that. There's even some like wear on it, like the holes and the inside. And there's also a tag, but I'm not exactly sure what that says.
Here, let's see.
It
definitely has his name on it. But I think it's really cool that you can, even though we can't meet Mr. Pattinson, he wore this, right? And you can definitely see how he wore it and how he lived in it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay,
You can just rest it over here. Let me bring the tissue over.
Then we have the U.S. Army Overseas Cap. It even has the date, 1917 to 1918. I don't know, maybe that's the year.
I think those might be the years that he served, or at least the time when he used it, or it's the style of cap from those particular years.
Yeah. There's not much to it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and is there
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a tag on the inside. Mason Fondy.
1909.
Oh, it's French.
It is French.
Maybe, I think, is this where he served, maybe?
I have no idea. Definitely French. You probably know more French than me from your study abroad, but definitely French inside, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go. Thank you.
And then these are putty.
Yeah, we can't decide. We're having an internal debate. Is it a putty or a pootie? If
Maybe
you're
it's
watching
French.
this video, you tell us.
It could be French. Pute? I don't know. This one goes on their calves or like their legs.
Yeah, and it's basically a leather cuff that was meant to protect the wearer with custom straps so that you could adjust it to how big or how small the person's body was.
Definitely did. It's very strange.
And what does that say on the label? This has a cool place of origin, right?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yeah, made by Henderson Ames Company.
That is not French.
That is not French. Kalamazoo, Michigan is definitely not French.
No. Okay. Here we go. And then this one, I think this is like the same.
Yeah, I think this is another set of putties.
But this might be like.
And we've been talking about like it's maybe some are for the arms and the others are for the legs. We're not entirely sure.
Yeah, but they look pretty similar.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, then this is the Reserve Malay tunic, and it has 1915 to 1917. This is pretty cool. It's like one of their undergarments.
Yeah, we were saying it probably is a uniform shirt that went under their jacket. Both of us were commenting on the length, that it's significantly longer than, a men's shirt would be today.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to see the original fabric. Again, evidence of wear around the collar, right?
But
it's really something that he must have worn many times.
And there's like some stitching on it. I don't know, it's personality, adds personality to it, I think. Okay, I'll just add this back here.
Right.
Then this is Let me check the tag.
And this is really delicate. This is his canvas bag.
Yeah, canvas bag.
Yep.
You can see it definitely had some wear.
Yeah, and this one we won't open too much because
Yeah.
it has some holes, but this is definitely something that was heavily used by
Yeah.
Mr. Pattinson.
Definitely.
And we were both commenting that the box smells like history in a good way, right? Like you
Yeah,
really
like a museum, yeah.
And this is something that is usually stored in climate controlled, really secure storage with the rest of AFS's archival materials, which we have a pretty large collection. So it's not every day that we have an item like this in an office. Yeah, and we make sure to take really good care of the items that we do have in our collection.
This one is pretty cool. This is, I don't know what the name of it was.
I think it looks more like what I would assume is a dress jacket, right?
Yeah.
Like as opposed to an everyday jacket that a ambulance driver might have worn. This is something maybe that they would have put on for a fancier occasion.
Yeah, and the condition of it is definitely much more like kept.
Yeah.
And it has even like these tags. I think that was like maybe his position.
So I think probably the markings on the arms, if you want to hold it up
Yeah.
again, would have let us know more. I'm definitely not a World War I historian. Would have let us know more about the person's rank.
Yeah.
Or what their role was. And then I believe that these here might have been, recognitions for their service. There's
I mean,
also
it's even the pins, yeah.
exactly. There's three different pins. Two here that are about the same, and then one here that says US. I think they're brass.
Yeah.
And there's also like a beautiful teal lining in the collar.
Yeah. It's quite amazing. And
Awesome.
that's the last piece.
Yeah. So thank you, Selena. So
Yeah, of course.
You're an AFSer. 2024.
Yeah.
Right? We're looking at something from the original AFSers all the way back in World War I. Like, how do you feel looking at this stuff?
It's honestly, I would say like surreal because I didn't know this much of the history before. And so it's like I didn't realize when I was studying abroad in France, it had such a, I guess, like sentimental like meaning, and this was like what these people wanted us to do, like what these soldiers wanted us to do now. And so it's amazing that we're like carrying out their, I guess, like goals that they, work so hard for.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
tell us more about your AFS experience. You went to France. What did that mean to you? How did that change your life?
I mean, it really did change my life because after that I realized how much, I guess, not even just like traveling, but just exploring like new places and putting myself outside my comfort zone. Like I realized how much like I valued that. And afterwards, that's when I decided to study abroad again. So now I live in Costa Rica. And I'm about to do my second year in Costa Rica where I'm finishing high school. And I live in a completely international boarding school, similar to AFS, the same values. And I'm just, learning about other cultures, and the mission behind my school, similar to AFS, is to maintain like peace and diversity in the world, and spread education, and it's become really important to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This was super fun for me too. It's
Yeah.
not every day working at AFS that I get to meet a really awesome alumni. And the world needs more active global citizens, and AFS is all about creating them. You're definitely one of them, and this was definitely the intention of the ambulance drivers that founded the organization. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in learning more about AFS, please go to afs.org. You can donate. You can become an AFS volunteer. We have more than 30,000 around the world. You can host an AFSer, right? Every year, 8,000 kids go on our programs, and they live with host families in more than 50 countries. So please stay in touch with AFS, and thank you for learning about our history today. And thank you, Selena.
Thank you.